Yo, what's up guys? This is MJO Studios here back with another video, and today I have my 2022 NFL Final Mock Draft. So let's go hop right into it with the first overall pick. The Jaguars are going to take Trayvon Walker, edge rusher out of Georgia. It's between him, and Aiden Hutchinson really for them one overall spot. At one point, Kayvon Thibodeau was said to be the guy at number one, and I had him going number one overall a lot because he was the consensus number one overall pick. But Trayvon Walker has risen up every single board apparently to be the number one overall pick. And at one point, Evan Neal was even there before free agency, but of course, the Jaguars they improved their offensive line, so they don't really need a tackle to go along with it. Next up, the Lions are going to take Aiden Hutchinson, pretty obvious pick. Uh, Dan Campbell loved to have Aiden Hutchinson in his defense. Played at Michigan, so he gets to stay in the same state. Goes to Detroit, and we'll see how he turns out for the Lions. But next up, the Houston Texans are going to take tackle Evan Neal. This one, I think, is a great pickup for the Texans because they have him and Larry Tunsil that can build a strong offensive line with David Mills behind it and give David Mills some protection and building an offense around him. I think he's the franchise guy. He might not be that great, but he's their franchise guy. So, he's a traded Deshaun Watson. So, Evan Neal, a great tackle. Icky could go there as well. People are saying that, but I think Evan Neal, he was the consensus pick here. He was almost the first overall pick before Jaguars signed offensive lineman. So I think Evan Neal goes 3 to the Texans. Next up, the Jets. They're going to take Ahmad Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati. 0 touchdowns allowed his entire collegiate career. Amazing player. And Robert Saleh is going to love to have him in his defense. A great player. And we could probably see a lot of him come Sunday. But next up, the Giants are going to take Ikem Okwonu. Probably butchered his name there, but it's going to be Icky for short. He is an amazing tackle. Of course, he could go 3 to the Texans. A lot of people are saying that will happen, and Evan Neal will go 5 to the Giants, but they need an offensive lineman very, very badly. They have Andrew Thomas, who's come to his own a little bit, but he still needs to develop. Icky can be that guy on the opposite side, help him develop, and give Donald Jones some blocking. And Saquon Barkley as well, who hopefully can stay healthy. But next up is the Carolina Panthers, and they're going to take Kenny Pickett, quarterback out of Pittsburgh. I think right now Matt Rule is kind of panicking, and he knows his job is on the line. So he's going to go out there and he's going to take someone who could probably save his job in Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is 24, the most polished. People saying he's almost NFL ready. So I like the pick. He could fall too, depending on what they do. But the Giants are now up on the clock again after Kenny Pickett. And the Giants are going to take Kayvon Thibodeau, edge out of Oregon. This is just insane that he would fall to this point. But I can see a team definitely trading up with the Giants, trying to grab him. The Giants are going to take Kayvon Thibodeau. They're going to shoot the shot. They're going to take a dominant edge rusher. Even though they just picked up Dexter Lawrence's fifth-year option, they're going to put him on the edge. He's going to be an amazing player for the Giants, and they can get out of here with a steal. Next up, at pick number 8 is the Atlanta Falcons, and they could have used Kayvon Thibodeau, but instead they're going to take Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State. They're the best edge rusher available, and that is Jermaine Johnson. They like him. You could go Derek Stingley here. You could go wide receiver, but I think you can always pick a wide receiver or corner in free agency. And they need an edge rusher. They haven't had one since who knows. And Jermaine Johnson is a great pickup. It really is. He could definitely help this Atlanta Falcons defense really just be great. Him and the tackle for the Falcons, Grady Jarrett, they could be a great partnership on the edge there. But next up is the Seattle Seahawks, and they're going to take Charles Cross, offensive tackle from Mississippi State. Charles Cross, I think, works well here at number 9 with the Seattle Seahawks. Well, yeah, they don't have Russell Wilson. They could go quarterback here. They could trade back and maybe still pick up a quarterback or trading back into the first round. But ultimately, I think here we have the best scenario is to rebuild the offensive line because you haven't had one for Russell Wilson. So with Drew Lock or whoever the quarterback's going to be, they need to rebuild the offensive line, and Charles Cross is a perfect pick there. Next up is the New York Jets, and they are going to take Kyle Hamilton, safety at Notre Dame. They could go Drake London. They could go wide receiver here, but I think they go Kyle Hamilton. They take, a player that could be a top 5 player. Kyle Hamilton, as a Notre Dame fan, I love Kyle Hamilton. Absolutely amazing player, flying all over the field. Absolute insane athletic player there. But he is going to go to the Jets. Him and Ahmad Garner will pair up nicely. They need a safety to replace Marcus May, who they lost in free agency. Ashland Davis, who knows if he can handle it all on his own. So they get the player there in Kyle Hamilton. Now next up is the Washington Commanders, and they are going to take Drake London, wide receiver out of USC. I've been seeing this mock a lot with Drake London, and he could go 10 here to the Jets, which is very possible. But I have him going 11 to the Washington Commanders here. Again, I think he's a perfect fit there. Him and Terry McLaurin could definitely tear it up. Give Carson Wentz another weapon along with Gibson in the backfield to really push your team forward. You traded for Wentz for a reason. Next up is the Minnesota Vikings, and they're going to take Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback at LSU. This here is a pretty simple pick. They don't have someone to cover for Patrick Peterson if he gets injured. Patrick resigned a 1-year deal, so you get Derek Stingley, you get that kind of recovery for him. LSU teammate pairs up with Justin Jefferson. That's gonna be a super fun practice to watch. But yeah, Derek Stingley to the Vikings at 12. Next up is the Houston Texans again. And they are going to take Garrett Wilson, wide receiver at Ohio State. They go best player available, which is a wide receiver, which is who they need. They got Evan Neal to protect David Mills. Now they have Garrett Wilson as a weapon for David Mills to throw to. Yeah, they have Brandon Cooks. Now pair Garrett Wilson next to him. It's a real good comparison. Next up is the Baltimore Ravens, and they are going to go Jordan Davis interior line with Georgia. Might not be the most flashiest pick here, but it's definitely a position that does fill for them. It could give them Haloti Ngata vibes, and with their kind of D-line aging, getting up there in age, it's good to have someone young come in on that D-line for the Ravens. Next up is the Philadelphia Eagles, and they are going to take, with the first of the 2 selections, Jameson Williams, wide receiver out of Alabama. Pair him up with his teammate. Okay? Jameson Williams is an amazing, amazing pick. He's an amazing wide receiver. So you pair him up with his teammate. It's going to be with Donta Smith, 2 Alabama guys. They're going to be unstoppable. Donta Smith and James Williams gives Hurts more options to throw to, gives him more of an offense, and he could definitely take that next step as what they want him to do. Next up is the New Orleans Saints, and they are going to take Trevor Penning, offensive tackle from Northern Iowa. They lost Ron Armstead to my Miami Dolphins in free agency, so they need to rebuild the offensive tackle, especially at the left tackle spot, and Trevor Penning is that man. They get him to plug into that Ron Armstead spot for the Saints. Next up, the Chargers. They're going to go to another offensive tackle, and Bernard Raman. Probably butchered his name a little bit. Maybe people can say a little bit of a reach, but I don't think so. I know that he's a pretty good offensive tackle from Central Michigan, and they need one too. They need a tackle to pair with Rashawn Slater, give Herbert more time to throw. So there he is, Brian Raymond, the tackle from Central Michigan, will go to the Chargers. Next up, it is the Eagles again on the clock, and now they are going to pick cornerback Trent McDuffie. So Trent McDuffie, best quarterback corner available, really good pick for his value. They get a corner which they desperately need. They need a corner badly, and now they got it. And now next up is the New Orleans Saints, and they are going to select Malik Willis, quarterback out of Liberty. Yes, the Saints are going to take the shot at Malik Willis out of Liberty. They have Jameis Winston. Great. But if he goes down, who do you have? Tight end Taysom Hill? They're going to take Malik Willis. I think he's going to love that Sean Payton offense. And he's going to have a great time there. You know, I love Malik Willis. I think he's a great player. And he could go 20 to the Steelers. But I think he goes to 19 right here. They take one right before the Steelers, and they get their quarterback of the future, hopefully, for the Saints. And next up, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they are going to take Desmond Ridder, quarterback at Cincinnati. You know, I could go Sam Howell, Matt Corral as well, but I'm going to go with Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati. They need a quarterback. And Desmond Ridder, best one available right now. They go ahead and take the quarterback. Now, the New England Patriots are on the clock. They can go different places here. But one place, I feel like this is just a Patriots pick. It's going to be Daxton Hill, the safety from Michigan. I feel like that's just a Patriots pick. They could definitely use help with the safeties. And I feel like that's just a Patriots pick. I feel like they need some help, especially with losing J.C. Jackson. So they could definitely use him. Could go corner, but I feel like they're going to go with Daxton Hill. Next up is the Green Bay Packers, and they are going to take Chris Olave from Ohio State. Packers, you did it. You took a wide receiver. Congratulations. You finally took a wide receiver in the NFL draft. You did it. Packers need someone to pair with Aaron Rodgers. They have 2 first-round picks. If they do not take a wide receiver, I am going to be so shocked because they need to take one. With Devontae Adams and Marcus Valdes-Scantling gone, you have Amari Rodgers and Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb to throw to. You need a receiver. Chris Olave, the better one. If they were to double up on receivers, I wouldn't be surprised too. But you're going to go Chris Olave here. Next up, the Cardinals. They're going to take Kaiir Elam from Florida. Great pickup there. I know they like that pickup for the corner. Someone helped with Byron Murphy as well. So they like that pickup there. I do actually. And I think he'll go 23 overall to the Cardinals. Next up is the Dallas Cowboys, and they are going to take Tyler Lindenbaum, the center from Iowa. Lindenbaum is a great prospect, and honestly, they need to rebuild the offensive line down Dallas. It was so good at one point. Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, but now even I can't remember his name, but even Connor Williams as well. But now it's not been as you expect, and they're paying Zeke the big bucks, and can even get it going. Tyler Lindenbaum will add that plug and play starter center for the Dallas Cowboys, or wherever they want to play him really, for Zeke to run through. Next up, the Buffalo Bills. They are going to take Andrew Booth Jr. corner out of Clemson. Him and Tre'Davious White would just be absolutely insane. It would be an insane pickup. for the Bills, and they're going to take Andrew Booth with that pick, especially to guard the Legion of Zoom in Miami with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Next up is the Tennessee Titans, and they are going to take Devin Lloyd, linebacker out of Utah. Devin Lloyd, they need a linebacker. Devin Lloyd fits that role, and Devin Lloyd gets to be there. Next up is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're going to select Zion Johnson, interior offensive lineman from Boston College. After they lost, I believe it was Alex Kappa to the Bengals, they go ahead and they take the best one available in Zion Johnson, who people could trade up to get him, honestly, but he falls here in my mock draft, and he goes right to the Bucks at 27. And now the Packers back up on the clock, and they're going to take George Cleveris, I say his name, out of Purdue. They're going to take him. Best edge rusher on the board at the moment. So they're going to go ahead and take someone who definitely helped them out on the edge. Next up is the the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're going to take Treylon Burks, wide receiver out of Arkansas. Tyreek Hill's gone. They need someone, so they go out and they get Treylon Burks, the wide receiver, and they have back-to-back picks here. So they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna select Boye Mafe, the edge rusher out of Minnesota. They take the edge rusher. They need one. And now he's part of the Kansas City Chiefs. They have the wide receiver. They get the defense on the edge. And now it's time for the Bengals to make their selection. And they are going to take Devon Wyatt, interior D-line from Georgia. Now, Devon Wyatt, I think they go D-line. They signed a bunch of offensive linemen in free agency. They're not going to go back to it. So, with Keanu Green in the draft. So I think that Devon Wyatt gets picked up here from Georgia, helps their interior D lineman out. I don't know if DJ Reader is still there or he left in free agency, but definitely helps them out on that defensive line, trying to get pressure after the quarterback to keep their offense on the field, because the offense is explosive. And next up is the Detroit Lions with the last pick in the first round. And I think this pick could be traded, actually. But they are going to select Sam Howell, quarterback at North Carolina. He was projected the first-round pick, the first quarterback to be taken. But he gets picked right here, number 32, to the Detroit Lions. Listen, Jared Goofball is not the answer, but he's also making $31 million. So you can either start Sam Howell and have someone who's making $31 million sit on your bench, or you could start Goff, see how he's doing, and develop Howell for the next season if you choose to get rid of Jared Goff, trade him where to cut him, or whatever dead money or how much cap space you might lose or gain. But, yeah, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. This was the 2022 NFL Draft. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe if you're new. With that being said, have a nice day, and peace out.